Uh, Good morning. Of course, as the coach said, that the team has been busy the last 6 days, having 2 games in between. But the good thing is that we've managed to get the results that we worked for. And playing a team like Al Hilal, which was in our group again, the previous campaign, it gives us also a chance to look at ourselves and look at the games that we played with them. But a very difficult game to play, very aggressive team, not easy to break down. But we have to start well. We have to start well in this group stages because we know our next 2 games are away from home. So positive results in Rustenburg will give us good motivation going into the next game in Sudan and also in Egypt. So for us, it's all about getting the results in Rustenburg and looking forward to the next game in Sudan.
Thank you very much, Denis. Members of the media, we are joined, of course, by other colleagues who are joining us here virtually, but we'll allow first for questions coming in from our virtual colleagues. Mark, I see your hand is still up. I see Karabo, your hand is also up. Let's start with Karabo. Karabo, your question, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, Coach, and good morning to Denis as well. Coach, maybe just a short explanation as to why the game is in Rustenburg and the time. Is it obviously for the advantage? Normally they play in the afternoons when it's scorching hot, and for you to play the game at 6 p.m. is it the main reason so that they cannot adjust to the conditions? And Coach, you were quoted recently saying that Sundowns is now compete or signing players for international matches such as the Champions League. Not winning the Champions League, would it be a failure for Sundowns? Thank you.
Having been a teacher before, I think there are too many questions from one person, but I will try to answer them. Playing in Rustenburg, it's as a result of our stadiums not making it in terms of the evaluation that FIFA made of our stadiums. Lucas could not make it, Loftus also, and also Tax in terms of what they wanted now in the group stages of the competition, which is a little bit stiff compared to the previous seasons, which we all believe it was going to help the competition because if our stadiums that we believe are so good could not make it, then one is waiting to see what will be happening out there in the stadiums that we are going to be playing in. But that is the main reason why that moved. Going into your next question of signing players for the Champions League, yes, it's true. I did say that because we are looking at our competitors in the Champions League, and we are trying the best we can to get the team to that level and make sure that we are at a stage where we compete at almost the same level with them, with one mentality, which is to win the Champions League. And all these seasons, even when we did not win it, our plan was always to fight to win it. That's why we are fighting to be in the Champions League every year. And signing is always influenced by us trying to make sure that we are better than what we were the previous year. And we are hoping we will get there. I would not regard not winning the Champions League as a failure, but it's something that I would not want to experience. I would love to see Sundowns winning the Champions League. The players would love to see that. The president, the chairman, the board, and everyone, the whole technical team is gunning for it. So we understand what is at stake, but we also know it's a very long road. We have to try to tread carefully.
Oh. Sorry, thanks, Coach. If you could just direct your answers to the camera. Mark, we see you still have your hand up. Do you have a question? Mark, Gleeson?
Yes, please. Yes, please. I have 2 questions. Can you, Coach, tell me a little bit about Al Hilal? What have you seen from your studies of them over the last few days? I presume you've been doing your homework. And secondly, who have you registered new for this group phase of the Champions League?
Yeah, we've done a very, very intensive study on Al Hilal. I don't want to lie to you. We have watched a lot of their matches against Merrick, even going back to the match that you played against them in Sudan and here in South Africa, because their team has not changed that much. like I said, we know we are playing against a team that is very robust, a team that is aerially very strong. Both the center backs are tall, the central midfielders are tall. Their number 10 is tall. They've got a very tall team, and generally against Al Hilal, you know, the game is most likely to be on two fronts, either on set pieces and also on their counter-attacking game, with I think Rahman, number 33, being the most important player for them and the most important player even for the national team. And he is a player that troubled us even last year. But I must also say their number 22, their left back, is also a very industrious left back, very, very offensive, creates a lot of problems. That is why one anticipates, because based on what we know, we anticipate that at home they might sit back a little bit and maybe present a 4-5-1 or a 4-1-4-1 scenario to try and make sure that they are compact and they are hoping to catch us with breaks. But set pieces are always the order of the day against a team like Al Hilal.
Coach, I think the other one was the players that you had registered.
Oh, for this period, there are only few players that we registered. I think it was Surprise Ralani, it was Tebogo Mokoena, Savreda. I don't remember anybody else because the rest of the squad was registered earlier.
Thank you very much, Coach. Colleagues, a reminder that we're also joined by Denis Onyango. So if there are questions for him, please go ahead. Do we have any other questions from our colleagues joining us virtually? I see there are no hands up. If there aren't any questions, I will open it up to our colleagues here. Okay, I see there's a question from our colleagues from Sabcha. Please go ahead.
Hi, Thabang here from Sokala Duma. Just a quick one to Denis. Are you back? Are you fit, ready for the game this week? And also just the loss of Ricardo Nascimento. I mean, you've played with him for a while. Just his absence, not being there, his experience also in this competition, how much will he be missed?
Of course, I'm still with the team trying to get back onto the full squad. I was not with the team the past few games, and for me, Kennedy has done a fantastic job, not conceding in two games and having great saves against Chippa United. It shows that he's been doing very well for the club. And for me, all I need to do is support and wait for my opportunity. Given by the coaches. For me, it's also about supporting each other as goalkeepers. But the most important thing is for the team to have someone who's stable and giving it the best. And I think Kennedy has done that. And of course, I'll have to wait and see how far I am in terms of my Achilles. And we still have a few days to go. The technical team and the medical team will decide how I feel and who's going to play. But it's important that the team plays someone who's ready to give it his best. Of course, on the issue of Nascimento, it's sad that he left the club, but in football, players leave, coaches leave, and the club moves on. We're going to miss him a lot, but there's also coverage for him. We have a lot of new players that have come through and they've done the job. We have Musa who can also play as left centre back, Rishi and Brian, and we do have cover. It's unfortunate that he has left the club, but I believe that we have cover in that aspect of the centre backs.
Thank you very much. We'll have one last question from Vuyo. Vuyo, please go ahead.
Thanks, Thabang. Good afternoon to captain and coach and to the colleagues. Coach, this question is just maybe outside of the match that's coming up. I apologize, but we celebrated two of our referees in South Africa who were officiating at the AFCON final, Victor and Uzakele. Now, I just wanted to get from you, in terms of your thoughts, how you feel them being at that stage would have an effect in terms of the other referees feeling like they could be in a bigger stage. If I may extend a bit, the standard of refereeing has been questionable for a very, very long time. And I'm thinking that any referee who wants to get to a stage like where Victor and Zakele have reached would obviously want to perform better, and that can also then improve the standard of officiating in the country. What type of effect are you hoping those two guys being at this stage and the others watching in South Africa trying to reach a similar stage? What type of effect are you hoping it will have maybe in the standard of officiating? Because for them to reach that level, they would obviously need to do a great job on the field of play.
Yeah, man, first, one, being patriotic, you just can't help but appreciate that your homeboys are at that level and they are delivering the biggest game in Africa, which is the final of the Nations Cup. And that is an inspiration, not only to the referees, but to all of us. We all want to be at the peak or the pinnacle of a football competition. And when you see some of your own at that level, it's really inspiring. And let alone for some other younger officials and aspiring officials who would want to be part of such a spectacle. I believe that will, in one way or the other, inject a little bit more focus and a little bit more competitiveness in that space to make sure that we all try our best to get ourselves into the stage as the match officials. But it was not a surprise because Victor and Zakele have always been in this panel of referees, and they've always been given some critical matches in these competitions, and they've done well. So one is just impressed, and we believe it will inspire a lot of up-and-coming referees, and even the ones that are already there, to make sure that they do the best they can to stamp their authority in that space. And that will be good for the country because it means they will be more vigilant in their officiating to make sure that they always put themselves in the CAF list. And also that opens up opportunities for them to go even to the World Cup, because already now with the performance of Victor and Zakele, you are already thinking they are part of the serious panel that will be going for the World Cup in Qatar. And that is a very big opportunity for South Africans. And as a country, we need to celebrate such.
Thank you very much, Coach. Colleagues, that brings us to the conclusion of our press conference. Unfortunately, the team has to prepare for their training. Thank you very much for joining us virtually. A reminder that there will be a press conference for Al Hilal on Thursday. A link will be sent via Mamelodi Sundowns. Thank you very much, Coach.